Hello, YouTube friends. I hope you are doing well. I am doing great, and I've got a good one for you. So I was recently in Texas. My daughter lives in Texas. So whenever I'm out there, I try to hit a few vintage stores and thrift shops. And so I came across a great vinyl store. And so I was in there, and this gal wheels out a cart, and this thing is just stacked with albums. And I want to say there was probably about a good 80 of them. And so I'm headed over there, and this guy gets right in front of me. And so I'm sitting there waiting for him, and I'm seeing like all these gems in there. And of course, he got his share. And the great thing about music is, you know, everybody has different tastes, so he didn't take all of them, but he got a good chunk. I think he probably took about 25 albums. They were 99 cents, and it was torture waiting for this dude to finish. But, you know, he was cool, and he got his score, and I got mine. And so I want to share that with you. So let's get into it. But before you do, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. YouTube kind of did me dirty on the last algorithm, and it did not get my video out there. It's doing okay, but man, there's literally like no algorithm on this thing. And I'm gonna post it up in the description. I'm gonna drop it in the description, and I'll post so you can see it. And it's on a CD score. So let's get into it. So first up, and I want to say I got 30 albums. Maybe 31. But first up, and I listened to this album last night, and it was awesome. And Roberta Flack, Quiet Fire. And you know, most of you guys know her by Killing Me Softly, but this is a awesome album, both sides. If you come across it, pick it up. Here's another one. Paul Simon Greatest Hits. So Slip Sliding Away, me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, Something So Right. Anyhow, Paul Simon, great score. This next one I was super excited to get. I think she was probably the prettiest lady to come out of the 70s. That's just my opinion. Bobbie Gentry. She sings Son of a Preacher Man, Ode to Billy Joe, Mississippi Delta. Yeah, she's just awesome. And I was really happy to come across this album. You know, Bobbie Gentry, she was really big in the 70s. And then I think she married a guy that owned Hara Casino, and she bought half of the Phoenix Suns, or a share. She sold it, and she just dropped out of sight. And so nobody's really heard from her. I think there's only like one known picture of her out there since her recording career ended. So anyhow, Bobbie Gentry, really happy to have this one. And this one I was pretty stoked to have too. And Rolling Stones, Through the Past Darkly, Big Hits, volume number 2. And just a cool album, right? And so, yeah, I couldn't believe the stuff I was finding there. And you're going to be blown away as we go through this stack. Okay, Heart, Dreamboat Annie. So, Magic Man, Crazy on You, just to name a few. And so, this is a great album. 99 cents, man, unbelievable. And it's just going to get better, guys. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Stranger in Town. So, yeah, I just dig Bob Seger. I've never got a chance to see him. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to go see Rush. That's when Moving Pictures was out. And a friend of mine actually turned me on to him. And he's like, you know, if you really want to go see a good show, the best show I've ever seen was Bob Seger. And you know what? Here we are many years later, and I never got the chance to see him, and I don't believe he's performing. I believe he has an illness. So anyhow, but I got this. Okay. Aerosmith, Done with Mirrors. Here's another one. $1. Man, love Aerosmith. Okay. This one is brand new. $4. Sting. And you know what I think would happen with this collection? And I hate buying albums that are sealed because I will not open them. So, anyhow, unless I buy like a new album, but if I find something out in the wild, I just won't open it. So, I'll just listen to it on my Apple subscription. But anyhow, Sting. And what I was getting at was that, I think, and I saw a video on this on YouTube, and I don't know the channel, but the guy puts out some good stuff. And he talks about like what happens to your collection when you pass away. And he talks about this lady that had like a storage full of albums that weren't cataloged or organized. And so I think that's what happened with this find. I think that somebody passed away and the kids just, donated a lot of stuff to the Goodwill, because for the life of me, I can't understand why somebody would just donate this stuff. So here's another one. The Police, Outlandos d'Amour. So, great album. Okay. And you know what? I think I have doubles on some of these, but, so let's go, Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. And, again, obviously the big one on this is Hair of the Dog, and, Love Hurts, actually, which is, it's my favorite Nazareth song anyway. So there you go. The Knack, Get the Knack, My Sharona. I think I have this one, but in fact, I know I do. So, but anyhow, it's a double. It's $1. So anyhow, and I got to stop doing that. I'm actually coming across a lot of doubles in my collection. So, but anyhow, The Knack, and everybody knows them. Like I think I mentioned it. My Sharona, and I think Good Girls Don't was another one. I know it was one of my favorites. So anyhow, there you go. How about this one, guys? Jackson Browne, Running on Empty. So, ever since Forrest Gump, that's what that song reminds me of, which is, it was way before. But anyhow, Jackson Browne, man, this guy goes way back. Love Jackson Browne. So this is just crazy. Like this whole thing to me is just crazy. But Dark Side of the Moon. And to be honest, I have this one too. But for $1, you can't go wrong for $1, right? Anyhow, there you go. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. This is probably the Pink Floyd album that everybody has, and most people have that have a Pink Floyd album. Probably this in the wall. But anyhow, 99 cents. Foreigner. And so it's just a self-titled album, Foreigner, with Long, Long Way From Home, Feels Like the First Time, Cold as Ice, Head Knocker. Just a great album. And how much did I get it for? Okay, here's another one. And here's another guy that's retired, Phil Collins. And man, just had a great solo career, great career with Genesis. And so, great album, dig the cover. Glad to have it. Here's one of my favorites. And in fact, I love all these guys, to be honest. Like, how can you not love everything in this stack, right? So, Neil Diamond, the classics, the early years. And this one has, which is my favorite Neil Diamond song, Solitary Man. But it has Kentucky Woman, Cherry Cherry, You Got to Me, I'm a Believer. There you go. And here's another one. Billy Joel, No Jacket Required. And isn't this a cool cover? Look at the front. Look at the back. So, yeah. You know, I'm thinking somebody probably walked in after they donated this, a family member, and say, hey, what happened to so-and-so's albums? You know, all excited, and they're like, oh, I donated them. And they probably just had a heart attack right there. And anyhow, check this out. The Kinks, the greatest hits. So, yeah, man. I mean, you know, most people know the Kinks by You Really Got Me, but they have a lot of other great hits. But there you go. And I have them all on this album, the Kinks' greatest hits. How about this one, guys? Buffalo Springfield again. So, yeah, I really dig the cover. This is just like an album out of 1967. And I'm not that guy that knows pressings or anything like that, but I mean, this just looks like a 1967 pressing. But yeah. Anyhow, happy to have it. Okay. The Blow Monkeys. Cool cover, cool album. Next up, Nick Lowe. All righty. Now we got The Firm, and this is just a self-titled album, but Money Can't Buy, You've Lost That Loving Feeling, Radioactive, Someone to Love. Nice album. And I dig that cover. Okay. I guess they had a little bit of the 80s stuff in there, right? So, New Shoes. Most people know these guys by that song they had on the radio, I Can't Wait, and Point of No Return, which are both on this album. So there you go. Buck. Roxy Music. How cool of a cover is that? And Love is the Drug. You guys know that one. But great album. How about this, guys? Yes, 90125. Man, did I score or did I score in this pick? Anyhow, Owner of a Lonely Heart, Hold On, Our Song, City of Love, Hearts. Scored. The Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams. Yeah, Annie Lennox and you know, Eurythmics, they had a great run. I believe that she's still out there performing. Anyhow, Sweet Dreams, and I own it. How about this one, guys? Generation X. This is nuts. This is just absolutely crazy. But Generation X. There you got Billy Idol right there in the corner. Tears for Fears. And this has songs like Mad World, Change. Great album. And Now It's Mine. Okay. Peter Gabriel. Now, you know, I looked this album up and it's going for like $50. And I got it for $1. Anyhow, In Your Eyes, Don't Give Up. But great cover, great album. Crowded House. So Don't Dream It's Over is their big hit. But it's a pretty cool cover, right? And last but not least, Bruce Hornsby. And so this is I think his big single back in the day was The Way It Is. But this is a great album, and Now I Own It. And so that's it, guys. That's what I have for you. I thought this video would take a lot longer. I tried to get through it as quickly as I possibly could. I probably should have given each artist a little bit more time, so I apologize for that. But one thing I want to ask of you guys is that, and it's not to like and subscribe, but you can, is I don't really buy a lot of new music. And, there was just plenty of good music through my years on this planet. And so what I'd like is, if you guys wouldn't mind, recommend some new stuff for me. And when I say new stuff, like new artists that are good, nothing too poppy, like, I mean, I get it. Like, a lot of people like Bruno Mars and, Adele and them. And I have Adele, and, I think I have Bruno Mars too, but just something new, that you think that I might enjoy. So, or at least that you enjoy. So anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate you. I love doing this, and I'm happy that many of you like watching. So take care, and God bless, guys.